Today, we're sitting down with Kat Schneider, founder and CEO of Ritual, a health company that is setting a new standard in the supplement industry through traceable science and traceable sourcing. While pregnant and in search of a prenatal she could trust, Kat took matters into her own hands and founded the company on the belief that better health begins with better ingredients. Kat, welcome to DITL.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
Thanks for being here. I'm excited to diddle with you today. I first learned about Ritual when I was pregnant with my first child, and my OB, Dr. Jason Rothbart,
Love him.
had recommended Ritual to me. And I think he's involved or was involved in like the early days of Ritual, but that was how I came to know the brand.
Oh, that's amazing. He's such an amazing doctor. He actually delivered 2 of my girls, which as a person that's very like high stress, high anxiety, having a doctor that's super chill, but also really knowledgeable and scientific, I can't imagine what my experience would have been like without him.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's the best. I refer everyone and anyone I can to him.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
So on Diddle, we always start at the beginning of your day. So what time do you wake up and how do you get your day started?
So I normally wake up around 6, and I think after having 3 little kids, my body is almost like robotic. So I wake up even if they don't wake me up now. This is a little TMI, but I go to the bathroom right away when I wake up.
Why is that? Like, what are you I feel like as the woman who has built an entire business around supplements and like you clearly have a good system, like a good operating system. What makes you go first thing in the morning?
I think eating the right, eating a lot of foods rich in fiber, taking a probiotic, being really hydrated, moving. Sometimes people think that your digestive health is just like one thing, but it's actually a combination of so many things. And I would say that my bowel movements weren't always like that. I would say maybe the last, 5+ years, I've just become a robot when it comes to going to the bathroom. Where it's so consistent. My husband's like, this is so freakish. Because it also, it's like, I think I think men like go in the bathroom, at least from my experience, and sit there for a long time.
Yes.
As a mother, I have like 2 seconds.
We've all seen that meme, of like the husband sitting on the toilet for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing? Because it like just kind of comes out for me right away.
Yeah.
So I would say there's probably, and we can get into my day, but I think a lot of the things that I do or how I eat or the supplements I take have kind of gotten me there, which is such a relief. I think that having that consistency with my digestive health has impacted even my mental health in a lot of ways, and a lot of clarity, I would say, on both sides. So I would say 6 a.m. no matter what. It's if my kids don't wake me up, my body wakes me up. I never use an alarm clock. There are days when I wake up earlier than 6 a.m. if I have a early meeting and I try to squeeze a workout like super early before my kids work out. Those are the days that it might be a little slightly earlier.
And what kind of workout are you doing?
So I actually work out every day. I try to give myself one day of rest occasionally, but I do everything from Pilates. I love classical Pilates. I love kind of ancient forms of yoga. I love 26-2. Hot yoga. I also am really into strength training and HIIT, but I was also someone just like pooping. I was someone who didn't work out at all for a long time, and then as I started Ritual and I needed kind of an outlet for the anxiety and stress that I was facing running a business, as you probably know, working out became less of a physical thing, and I connected it to how I felt mentally, and then I just became almost addicted to starting my day with a good workout. And I would say that also understanding what workouts are good for my mental health and my body has also shifted. Understanding what workouts to do depending on the stage that I am in my menstrual cycle, not pushing myself too hard in certain parts of the cycle, and then kind of easing myself back in, during menstruation. That's also been, I would say, a journey, and I'm happy where I'm at with that right now. Yeah.
Amazing. So what are you doing after the trip to the bathroom?
After the trip to the bathroom, I'm making my kids breakfast. Actually, no. So after the trip to the bathroom, I am drinking 2 cups of water, room temperature. I've noticed that my body is shocked almost by cold liquids in the morning. So room temperature, like body, matching the temperature of my body in a way, feels really kind of calming and relaxing and hydrating. And I just want to cleanse out anything that has been sitting overnight. In some ways, I've also kind of trying to impart that on my kids as well. I think there's an instinct for kids to just kind of like rush in to have breakfast right away. But I'm like, here, have some water, because I think it's such a great habit in so many ways. So water first thing in the morning, and then I'll start making my kids breakfast. Actually, I start making my kids breakfast the night before, and I find it very relaxing, and I'm a weirdo. But I have a sourdough starter that I've had.
Okay, here we go.
It's like another child.
Yeah, there we go. You're a mom of 4.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
How long have you been cultivating this starter?
Well, I've killed several, so this one's within the last year. But I've been my family's we're a weird wellness family. My family's been doing sourdough for years. My parents have like a 40 or I don't know, like decades of starter.
Wow.
That's amazing. We use like einkorn flour and different types of ancient grains to make a lot of stuff with the starter. I grew up in a family. We had like a Norman Walker pressed juicer when I was really young. So I've been drinking the wellness Kool-Aid since I was a child. But the starter is a child, and you have to feed it a lot. And I've made it like a routine with a ritual with my kids. They're like, let's feed the bugs, I say. And so I'll do that at night. I've been making them, their favorite meal is sourdough pancakes, or sourdough crepes rather. And so we'll feed it at night, and actually makes, it sounds a little crazy, like I'm making sourdough crepes for breakfast, but it takes like 2 seconds because I've fed the bugs at night, and then the batter's ready to go, and it's like 2
Perfect.
ingredients, and I feel so good about, again, them getting something that's fermented to start their day, and they can put whatever they want in their crepes, and it's literally their favorite breakfast, and it just makes things kind of easy when you've done something overnight for the morning.
I want breakfast at your house.
My daughter will sleep over. At friends' houses, and they'll say, "Hey, like, what do you want for breakfast?" She's like, "I want some sourdough crepes," and they're like, "Oh my god, we don't have that. Do you want some eggs?"
Yeah, they're like, "Are eggs okay?" She's like, "No."
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm like, never asked for that, please. It's so embarrassing.
What was it growing up? You said that your parents have been, like feeding their starter for 40 to 50 years. Like this is an ongoing thing. You grew up in a house that really was thinking about health and wellness and you were putting in your body. Like, where did that start from?
It started early on. I'm actually an immigrant from Ukraine. We were refugees, and so we're dirt poor. We lived in a welfare hotel in Brooklyn, but my parents had always been into kind of alternative wellness, alternative medicine and healing, and using nutrition as food. And then my mom got breast cancer and became a macrobiotic chef and practitioner. So we went from like juice cleansing at 12 to Ayurveda to macrobiotics. It's no surprise that I ended up starting a supplement brand, but in some ways over the last, I would say, 15 or so years, I almost like rejected any like trends in wellness, and have actually gone back to just like the basics of health. I think having kids, it's just so overwhelming, and all these trends you see in LA, I'm just like, is this just, I'm just wasting my money? Is this going to hurt me? And
What kind of trends are you talking about? I mean, I'm a mom in LA. And I'm curious what you're seeing and then what you view as the basics that you're incorporating.
yeah, I mean, there's so many, and I don't want to call out any companies or brands, but you know, vitamin infusions, injections, crazy fitness trends that are not sustainable, supplements that have no science or transparency behind them, $25 smoothies, which we all have seen and probably purchased. My idea, my vision for wellness and for myself has been like, what can you do every single day? If you can't build a ritual, if you can't elevate a routine to a habit, to a ritual, it's probably not worth incorporating in your life, especially when you have kids and you're busy running a business or working or whatever it is. So things that have been doubled down on have been really science-backed supplements, sleep, hydration, managing my stress, managing my mental health, digestion. Those are really the essentials and the foundation, versus kind of chasing after some of these trends that we're all kind of seeing that have come and gone.